It is a busy weekend in Southern Illinois, and we have Andy Waterman, Communications Director with ILLINOISouth Tourism, in studio with us, and a very special guest, Marcus Holland, who is the Executive Director of the Greater Centralia Chamber of Commerce, because the 32nd Annual Centralia Balloon Fest is going to be held August 20th and 22nd, and it is going to be incredible. I've been there a couple of years, and one of the things that I love is you guys have balloon glows on more than one night.
That is right. Yes, Friday and Saturday night we will have balloon glows where you can take beautiful pictures by our pond, and your families can walk up to the balloons and they all flicker and glow to the music.
Oh, that is super cool. It's a 3-day festival. How many hot air balloons this year?
We have 34 hot air balloons. One will be a tethered balloon, so we'll have tethered balloon rides on Friday and Saturday night as well.
And when we say tethered balloon rides, it does lift up a little bit.
Yeah, so we are in a nature park. We're in Centralia Foundation Park, and the trees that are about 100 or 150 feet tall, the balloon is tethered to go up to the tops of the trees so you can see the entire park, and then it comes back down.
Oh, that's
and it's
cool.
It's a great scene to just see the park and actually get the feel of a balloon without, floating away for 45 minutes like the other balloons will do.
Sure. And Andy, you and I were talking. I mean, this really is one of the biggest events for Southern Illinois in the year.
Oh, yeah. Throughout our 21-county territory, this is one of the top events in terms of draw. I mean, it usually draws around 30,000 people for the weekend. I mean, it's absolutely huge. And when you talk about like a niche, finding your tourism niche, they found that in Centralia with Balloon Fest.
And Marcus, what led to it 32 years ago?
We were looking for a unique event. They had seen, we've done everything. You do you have the car shows and you have the parades and you have the little festivals. And what was something unique that they found was these balloon events that were popping up all over the place in small towns like Danville and Lincoln, and actually even Forest Park in St. Louis. And so we decided that, we could probably do something like that. We have a lot of parks. We have a lot of space. And we have a local college, Kaskaskia College, that first year was actually where it was hosted. And so from there, it's developed into what it is now.
And balloonists come from where?
Well, we do have a lot from Illinois and Kentucky and Missouri, but they come from all over. We have some as far away as Arizona and the Carolinas and Florida. So they come from all over.
So cool, and such a beautiful sight to see, either for the glow or when they all, kind of depart and looking up in the sky. What else will be there on the grounds at Foundation Park?
Well, so that's what's unique about our festival is it is a 3-day festival. We have over 80 vendors, so our craft vendors, boutiques, different things like that to go shopping in. We have 16 food vendors. We have concerts. We have 2 stages for bands all 3 days. And so it's only $5 admission, and that's for all weekend. And the idea is to come in and be entertained, and the balloons can only fly and glow at dusk and then at dawn. So there's only 2 times of the day that the balloons will be in the park. And so we keep people entertained the rest of the time.
So do you actually have the balloons at dusk?
Yeah, so at dusk, actually about 5:30 p.m., they have a pilot briefing, and they make sure that it's safe to fly. The winds have to be below 10 miles per hour. There can't be any storms in the area because we don't want anything developing while they're in the sky. And once they deem that it's safe, then they'll actually fly about 6 p.m. They'll land, and then about 7 p.m. they're returning to the park to set up the glow from 7:30 to 8:30. And that's when the glow happens, right at dusk, when the sun is setting. And actually near the end of the glow is when it's pitch black outside, and all you see is the balloons are illuminating the entire park.
Oh, yeah, just absolutely
stunning.
Pictures
and video don't do it justice.
Yeah, Andy, I'm sure you've tried to capture all of it, and as hard as you try in the great pictures and video that you have,
so
just
much
being there.
Yeah.
And the whole thing that the balloon glow at Forest Park, it's only one night.
Yeah.
And you miss it, and it's over. It's great to have it for an entire weekend. Marcus, I have a question. What county is Centralia in?
We touch 4 counties.
That is crazy.
We're primarily in Marion County, Illinois, but we also touch Jefferson County, Clinton County, and Washington County.
Why?
And so the zip code, actually, if you want to talk about history, we can get into that. I'm a little bit too much of a nerd, but the history is towns were developed usually about 30 minutes apart, what we think of 30 miles apart, and that was a day's ride on horse. And so we just happened to be at that point where the trains connected and where it was about 30 minutes between the county seats between us. And so we developed where we developed. It did originate as a train community. We had a coal mine. We still have about 50 trains a day. So when it's not Balloon Fest weekend, people come to Centralia to watch the trains. We actually have people with cameras, and they come from all over the world to see the trains that we have.
How big is Centralia?
Centralia is only about 12,000 people, and that's Centralia proper, the actual city of Centralia. We do have we are the largest community in our region that is what we would consider the Kaskaskia College districts. They cover 9 districts. The next neighboring town over, which is Mount Vernon, is actually slightly larger than us. But people come here to shop. We have big stores. We have family-owned restaurants. It's a great place to live. I'm actually from the St. Louis area. My wife's from here, so I moved out here, and it's slower paced. It's beautiful, and it's we have a lot of cool stuff.
Marcus, I'm an RVer. Do you have any RV spots? Is there a campground nearby?
In Salem, which is on the east of us, and in Carlisle, which is to the west of us, they have a lot of RV spots. And then we have a lot of vacation rentals because we have Raccoon Lake here, and so we actually have some Airbnb housing out there, and then we have some downtown as well. So we don't have the RVs quite yet. We're developing that up. But, yeah, our entire region is great for people to travel through.
It's somebody else on our Miracle Ear text line, 84126, wants to know if this is true. Centralia High School boys basketball team is the winningest high school basketball program in the nation?
That is correct. They have the winningest high school basketball team, and the mascot is the Orphans.
And Marcus,
how did that become a thing?
Well, so the lore is that one of the first games that they had, they didn't have uniforms, and so people said they looked like a bunch of orphans.
And they just claimed it.
And they claimed it. It just stuck. And so, yeah, the Centralia Orphans, it has been deemed the most unique mascot for high schools for several years in a row by USA Today. But, yeah, it is something that is unique to Centralia. Nobody else is the Orphans that I know of.
Why does and I'm going to keep hitting you with, you said you're a history nerd, so let's just see if you can answer these. Why does
no.
Centralia flag have what appears to be a King Tut on it?
It's a sphinx. It is it is an Egyptian symbol. We are considered Egypt or Little Egypt in southern Illinois. So the biblical phrase of the Fertile Crescent, and so the idea is you'd go to Egypt to where grain is sold, and we do have some agriculture around us with farming communities and corn and livestock, and so it is you're talking 150 years ago we were considered Little Egypt.
Mm-hmm. That's why SIU Carbondale is the Salukis, which is an Egyptian hunting dog.
Oh.
Okay, it's all coming together now.
Is that where Cairo, Illinois is?
Way south, yes. Southern further south, yes.
Yeah.
Cairo.
All of southern Illinois, all of southern Illinois is kind of considered that. And so we claim it. Our local newspaper, which is the Centralia Sentinel, their building has some of that architecture in it as well, with some pyramids and other things.
And it takes you about how long to get from downtown St. Louis to Centralia?
Less than 90 minutes.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful drive. Lots of things, I'm assuming, to see on the way to Centralia, Andy.
Oh, yeah. You could definitely stop at different places along the way, depending on which way you're going. If you're taking 64 east, you can stop in Washington County before you get to Centralia. And you could stop, if you got kiddos with you, you can go to Rainbow Ranch there, which is a petting zoo. They've got
I've been there.
Camels and zebras.
Yeah.
And, there's definitely different places along the way that you could stop before you even get to Centralia.
Marcus, a couple of people on our text line want to know what's the rattle.
Oh, sorry. They're putting up a tent across the park. I'm actually in the park as we're setting up. We've had the trailers and tents and our sign committees out here. We're getting set up for Balloon Fest already. I mean, it starts really early in the week.
I love that. We have a reporter on location coming to us live from Foundation Park for the 32nd annual Centralia Balloon Fest, which is going to be taking place Friday through Sunday? Mm-hmm. I had to look at August 20th, and I'm like, wait, what is that? I've already gotten August 24th wrong. And so it starts, at what time does the park open?
So 3 p.m. on Friday until 9 p.m. We will have entertainment starting right then. The food vendors, craft vendors, everybody will be set up. People will want to really get to the park between 5 and 6 p.m. when the balloons will come to the park and fly. And then, like I said before, they'll come back at about 7 to set up for the balloon glow at 7:30. So it's the balloon glow is the finale on both Friday and Saturday night.
I kind of like that, too, because you get to – it's the opposite of the Forest Park balloon race. You know, you see it that night, and then that's basically it, and then you got to come back to see them take off. You can do it all in one fell swoop. What about parking? What do we need to know about parking?
So if you Google map us, we actually have a spot that is our north parking lot, which is 1490 Gregg Street in Centralia. That is we have on-site parking. We shuttle people in from there. We are in a 300-acre nature park. So people park on the north side of the park. We shuttle them into where we are located around our catfish pond, which is the scenic pictures you'll see on social media. But we also have off-site parking. Some of the churches around here, parking's $5 per day. Like I said, it's $5 to get in, but the $5 to get in is a $5 wristband that you can use all weekend.
Oh.
So it's a 3-day festival. We want people to come back every day.
All right. Well, I think there are going to be plenty of people making the drive to Centralia for the 32nd Annual Centralia Balloon Fest. Thanks so much for joining us, Marcus.
Well, thanks for having me. I will be remiss if I don't admit that it's not just myself. We have a group of about 500 volunteers that help us all weekend. Because the Chamber of Commerce only has 3 employees. So this is the effort of the entire community coming together for this.
Which is really special in its own right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Marcus. Well, best of luck. I know it's going to be a huge success.
Well, thank you, guys, and we're happy to do it.
All right.
Thanks, Marcus.
We were talking about the Centralia Balloon Fest, and then you mentioned Rainbow Ranch, and I think I did a story when I was at Channel 5, like right when it opened. It's a really cool place, and I'm sure has all kinds of things now where you can get up close and pet.
Oh, my gosh. My daughter, I've taken her, and she absolutely loves it. She's 5, but they've got camels that you could – it's not just like a regular, pigs and everything like that. They've got zebras. They've got kangaroos now. They've got a macaw, Max the macaw, that will they put on a little show for you. It's an awesome
And I don't remember what town is Rainbow Ranch in.
It's actually in the country right in between Nashville and Oakville in Washington County.
Okay. And then you came up with a great thing that we're going to wrap up our segments with, and I love this. Food for thought, because so many of the places that we talk about in Southern Illinois have great mom and pop restaurants that maybe we don't know that we should stop in. Instead of maybe pulling in that fast food restaurant, you really need to taste what these towns have to offer.
Absolutely. And within our 21 counties, we have so many what I like to call hidden gems of places that you can go. And I can't take all the credit for this. Josh actually texted me last week.
No, and I can't take any credit for this because a texter on the Miracle Ear text line texted us and said, ask your guest, Andy, if he's ever heard of Kretzer's Bar and Grill. Mm-hmm. And then they went into a whole story about how they got crab legs there.
Where is Kretzer's?
So Kretzer's is in Washington County. It's in Hoyleton. This place is like so popular at this point. They have over 27,000 followers on their Facebook.
What?
I know. And their niche, as we talked about earlier, a lot of people have niches. Their biggest thing is their crab. And they made a post on their Facebook page back last weekend of July. They went through 5,000 pounds of snow crab. I'm not kidding.
In the middle of Illinois?
Trip.
Yes.
I love crab legs.
Where are they getting all this crab?
I have no idea. I wish I could tell you that, but they are that is what they are known for, and people will travel for an hour to an hour and a half just to go there for it.
Our texter said it's 50 miles straight, east of St. Louis, and they stumbled upon it.
Yeah.
Just happened into Hoyleton.
Yes, indeed.
Hoyleton. And how big is Hoyleton?
Not big. Probably maybe close to 1,000 people. Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to have to take that road trip.
There's your food for thought.
Love it. Andy, it's always great catching up with you and learning a little bit about, what Illinois South tourism is working on. So many places to check out, and we especially appreciate your expertise.
Thank you very much. This is week 10, by the way. This is our 10th show already.
It is.
Yes.
How about that?
Feels like we started this yesterday.
I know. Thanks for having me, guys.
Always great to see you.